this is Spring is the Action. Here, myself, Roel,
Myself, Nathan here.
and we got our special guest. He's been running from CSW, from Primos, and some other, companies around the Colorado Indie Wrestling. Give it up for Captain Stevens.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on with you, man? Like I said, we know that the wrestling companies been postponed. A lot of shows been postponed. So since everything's been postponed, what you been up to lately?
Man, working the shoot job. Pretty much been, 8 to 5 every day, man. Up on rooftops changing out filters.
Yeah. So was this anything else you do? Like what happens to you during the quarantines?
I mean, my job was declared essential, so we pretty much stayed working throughout the whole thing. Some hours were cut like here and there, but mostly I stayed busy throughout the whole thing. And if I wasn't working, I was getting down on some video games and chicken wings.
Nice. Hopefully could we ask you what system you've been playing?
What video game have I been playing?
Yeah, do you have an Xbox? You have a PlayStation?
I got PlayStation. Actually, I have all three.
Oh, okay. You can add me so we can play, during this quarantine when you are available. You know what I mean?
Definitely. We'll hit you up. We'll hit you up later and send you my PSN name.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to add to Nate?
Not much. It's good to see you. It's been a while since we saw you last. You inspired me when I remember when you were starting off in CSW when you first began. Like I remember, it was like, you were what was it? Can't remember the match, but I remember you and didn't you and Marty the Moth had something going on there, or I can't remember.
No, unfortunately, I never got to wrestle Marty. I always wanted to, but I never got the chance.
I remember Angel Holiday and all that.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. Can you tell me about more? What did you like to do for fun? Is there any favorite sports you like to do beside in the wrestling business? Do you like watching football, basketball, or hockey? Why not?
Oh man, solid truth, man. I used to be a huge hockey fan. I probably watched every season for the Avalanche from the inaugural season all the way to about 2004 when they had the lockout. And man, I used to be a huge hockey fan. And I'm kind of getting back in the little swing of things and following them more here and there. But it's kind of hard when you don't we stream all of our television, so I don't get to watch many hockey games. And I'm also a big football fan, big Denver Broncos fan. Looking forward to the next season. Was really disappointed when they signed Joe Flacco. I'll be admitted about that, but then to be honest, I'm not really into baseball or basketball. It's just not my thing. I love contact sports, and I played a lot of hockey when I was a kid. So
interesting. And now to the wrestling part is what inspired that you like wrestling? Who's the wrestler that you grew up with watching? The ones on TV in this business, and who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
So when I was a real little kid, 4 or 5, 6 years old, I was really into the Ultimate Warrior, and to me it was watching him on TV was like watching a real life superhero. He's got face paint, he's running down to the ring, he's screaming, he's pumping the fist, he's talking absolute nonsense, and it's just it was wonderful. It was beautiful. And then right about the time I hit preteen, teenage years, well, maybe not so much teenage years, but right around the preteen years, I started really getting behind Bret Hart. And I was a huge Bret Hart fan in middle school and stuff. And I even followed him. I watched him in WWE. And then when he left in 97, I followed him to WCW and, watched him in WCW, coincidentally missing out on the whole Austin era because I was watching WCW.
And also, who do you wish you want to face? If you were in the big spotlight, right now, which wrestler will be dream come true to have a match with?
Dream like on the big stage, on the TV kind of stage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, I think I would die to have a match with Cody Rhodes. I
Ooh,
just think that, we have a little bit of conflicting styles, and as I've come to learn, doing similar things doesn't always necessarily mesh. It's when you do those little different things from your opponent where things actually do kind of click more into place, is you can offer different things and stuff like that. So I think me and Cody would be a good match. That'd be one I'd want to have.
can you please tell me and describe how Captain Stevens was born? What come up your mind building up that character as a pirate for Captain Stevens?
All right. So when I first started wrestling, I got paired up with Aaron Alexander. And he was, at the time he was going in Primos, he was going under the name Alexander the Great. And this was actually just before CSW started. I'd say probably like a solid 6, maybe year before CSW started, that they paired me up with Alexander the Great. And I was like a lackey to him. He was like a monarch, right? Like a king or a ruler. And so I was sitting there, and I decided that they told me they were going to separate us, and like we were supposed to have this big match and stuff that just it didn't end up happening. No particular reason why. He just ended up retiring and stuff like that before we could actually do that. And they told me they were separating me from him, and so I thought, well, what would go against a monarch? And really, like, 2 things came to mind. It was either Vikings or pirates. And so instead of doing like the Viking thing, because there's actually a ton of Vikings out there, or and so on and so forth, I decided, well, pirate is a route less traveled. Like, I only knew of one wrestling pirate, and it was Paul Burchill. So I was like, I want to do the pirate thing, but I don't just want to be, some ship hen thing. I thought maybe I'd develop the idea of, like, when I left, I managed to take control of my own ship, and hence the name Captain Stevens was born, instead of, what I was being called, which was Snart or Cooper Stevens.
Anything you want to add, Nate?
Yeah, can you tell us how it is to work with Hollywood Tony P?
Man, that guy is a bit eccentric at times. Like, there's moments where he's like right there, and then he's just like on fire in the moment and stuff like that. And then there's other times where it's like, hey man, I need you to wake up, Tony. Solidly, like, down at the ring, like he's great about getting like people psyched up and stuff like that. And I actually really love working with him. It's been a blast. He's a really great guy and stuff. So,
Including Paulie B and Johnny Crash. What was it like when you guys were the pirate punks, party pirate punks?
Triple P, the Party Pirate Punx. Man, that was literally the best. We were having the most fun. And, just 3 guys that just wanted to go out and just have a blast, just have fun with things. It didn't have to be nitpicky. We didn't have to look at this or that. It was all just about, like, what are we going to do to entertain the fans? What are we going to do to make this fun and less serious and stuff like that? So for us, like, in that aspect, that was just really great for us, is we just got to be goofy and act silly and, stick lollipops in people's butts and stuff like that. So we had a beach ball, for crying out loud.
Anything else you want to add, Nate?
Yeah, I think it was heartbreaking. Like, as soon as you guys broke up, when Johnny Crash turned heel on you, man, that upset me.
Yeah, what happened?
Man, I to this day, I still don't know. I don't know if it was UWO money. I don't know what his position was behind doing it. I don't know. All I know is that, like, I brought him in for backup in a match that I was having with Eric Angel, and because the UWO has just been the worst thorn in my side since Ruthless Randy Rude came to CSW, and I still don't know what it was. Like, he was there for backup, and the next thing I know, he pulled the chair out of my hand and told me, like, don't do it, don't sink to their level. And then I turned around because you're supposed to be able to have your back exposed to your best friend, right? Because he's gonna have your back, and next thing I know, he hits me with a chair.
Wow, I wish I would have seen that because, I do support you guys. I do support, as the faction of Triple P. But, since we've been doing some other occasion along the road, we just kind of look back and see like, wow, what just happened? Why did Johnny Crash do this? I thought you guys were the biggest factor for Triple P, and then all of a sudden, this thing called the UWO, it's really a shocker for supporting you guys from Spring is the Action,
No, I it's still a shock to me, man, and that was 7 months ago.
Yeah, hope one of these days we'll try to get in touch with Johnny Crash, and we're gonna see what he has in mind about joining that fraction, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, tell me, who was the biggest impact in your career? What was the best in-ring work you ever done in your career throughout all the business you've been working with?
So, I think the person I've had, I can't necessarily say it's like one person. There's like multiple people I've had really, really good matches with. Up in Primos, I had a really good match with Cody Devine. In CSW, I've had pretty good matches with Animal Sam, and I had a really good match with Eric Angel. It's just, I don't really my favorite person to wrestle, I haven't seen in months now, is Jason Knoll or Officer Punishment. Man, I used to love working with that guy. That was just so much fun. And, I really miss him. And, I'm actually kind of hoping I get to see him again soon here. So.
All right. So what's the future holds for Captain Stevens? So after this, hopefully this quarantine is done, what do you have in mind coming back to wrestling again for the audience?
Well, getting back to it, Primos, I just kind of want to start working my way up, getting to where I want to be, not where I am, and I just, there's certain things I need to do in, like my personal life and stuff like that to do that. But, it's just, I got to, work my way up there. As far as CSW goes, I want to get my CSW title back. Cormac Battle, I don't know if you guys were there on the birth of the UWO show at I can't remember what the name of the show was now, but me and Animal Sam wrestled like a 22-minute match. And Ruthless Randy Rude came out under a mask and hit me with a chair. And then he hit me with a chair again.
We were there. I remember that. Was that right, Nate? We were there.
We were trying to get back to the business and want to see how you guys were doing. We remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then, Cormac Battle, I don't know if you guys know this, but me and Cormac Battle were the first ever match in CSW. Like, we were the first match on the first show. And,
gotcha.
That night, it's like, this is my friend, like, hey, thanks for coming out and having my back. And then, no, he drops me, cashes in the cash-in briefcase, and takes the title. I was champ for all of about 3 minutes. And after like 3 years of pushing and grinding and scratching and crawling and fighting my way up to the top, I want to get that title back.
So basically, just right now on your career right now, it's like, is it true that you're on your own without any single members? What about Paulie B? Have you ever tried to bring him back to get revenge?
So talking to Paulie B is retired from wrestling. It's kind of difficult to get into and stuff like that, but there were certain things that happened and that fell into place and stuff like that. And he just realized it wasn't for him. And, he went into working on music and stuff like that. And that's what he's really wanted to do was work on this music. So he retired from wrestling to focus more on working with his music.
Yeah, great. Man, it was a great run, and you did great with Triple P. But hope one of these days we would like to see you guys reunite once more for all the fans and audience for mostly all the Colorado indie wrestling.
Well, I mean, you never know what the future holds. So you can definitely never say never, But I mean, overall career, I mean, the idea is to make it on a TV, and, it's not to say I don't have my, sights set on certain things. I would love to make it to AEW or WWE, but it's all just see what the future holds, where the path takes me.
Yeah, hopefully, because we really want to come back. We really want to see you guys action because we want to know what's going on. Because when the UWO, whatever, this came to CSW, we're just like, what's going on here? It's like CSW, well, it's not the same when UWO came up because you had it like a group here and then somebody here, like all of a sudden just joined the UWO. It's just shocking, And like I said, hopefully when everything's back up in quarantine, when the quarantine's clear, hope our crew can be there and help you guys know what's going on and support you even more when everything's changed,
Well, most definitely, man. I definitely appreciate that. You guys have been, huge fans down there for quite a long time, and definitely kind of miss seeing you guys at the shows and stuff like that. So,
all right, we've been looking forward to it. So whenever next day is announced, we're gonna be trying, to be up there, and hopefully we can give you the warm welcome back arms again, and hopefully we'll see you again pretty soon.
hopefully, man.
All right. If there's any shout outs you want to give to all your fans out there and whoever is watching this and for all the Spring Into Action fans too?
Well, definitely, if you're watching this, definitely subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Springs in Action. Follow me on Facebook under the Dread Captain Stevens. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram under Dread Captain SC. And, just stay strong, guys. Stay healthy, stay smart. Know your surroundings.
All right. Is there anything you want to add, Dave, before we close up?
No, I just want to say thank you for your time. It's great to see you and hear your perspective of the wrestling business because everyone's that we've interviewed has a different story. So hearing your story, that helps. That helps me. What I want to do is get into the wrestling business. So I appreciate you reaching out and letting us know how your things are going and what's next for you.
Oh, definitely, man. It's never a problem. I mean, you guys have always been nice to us, so it's not that hard to kind of just pay it forward or pay it back,
All right. Yeah, we're glad to see you again. And yeah, thanks for everything. So before we wrap it up, all I can say is, thanks for watching. And this is me, myself, Roel.
And myself, Nathan, here.
And once again, from the Colorado Indie Wrestling, from Primo, CSW, and all everybody around, this is Captain Stevens. Arr.
Arr.